Brooks Koepka, Shinnecock Hills, Phil Mickelson. Let's do this! Welcome to a new breed of golf. What a U.S. Open we were treated to. I happened to be out there at Shinnecock, and it was fantastic. And we were treated to some fantastic golf by a guy that you know as Brooks Koepka. You know how we know him? We know him as the two-time reigning U.S. Open champion, and courtesy of my friends at Golf Digest, where I'm the chief digital instructor, we're going to look at this golf swing. Now, there's something that Brooks does that's going to help you hit the ball a lot farther. Other than the fact that the guy's been in the weight room lifting weights, he creates this one move that creates power and distance, and I know it's going to help you hit it farther. Let's take a little look at this golf swing. He takes this club back, makes a beautiful full turn. There's not a lot of body rotation. In fact, if you look at that golf swing, the club face is pointing down to the ground in the backswing. That's going to be the reason why he's going to, at the top of his swing, he's going to get a little bit of a flat to bowed wrist, and his club face gets a little bit shut. But what I want you to pay attention to right here is what happens with this trail elbow. Watch his right elbow start to work in front of the body. You see it working in the front of the body right there? As it works in front of the body, that's a power move. And when he starts to get this club into the downswing because of that elbow, creating so much bend, what he ends up doing is he ends up storing power. And right now, this is when this elbow starts to straighten out. And look at that. That's an impact position. Look at it impact. Look at how much bend he has in that trail elbow. Now as he starts to go through, he straightens up into a beautiful golf finish, a beautiful balanced swing, and something that I know is going to help you hit the ball farther. So let's take a peek at what goes on when we hit a shot without maintaining that elbow bend in the downswing. Now, understand this, that the power source in the downswing can come from a lot of different places. And what Brooks does is he gets this elbow bend and then he keeps that right in front of him. And as he starts to come back down through, he's letting all this energy extend out past the golf ball. If I make a swing and I extend my right arm on this side of the ball, on the trail side of the body, what I do is I lose a tremendous amount of power. The balance of the swing is way off. So let's go over here and let's look at some numbers here and see what happens. Now, it's going to look like I was efforting that golf swing a whole lot. As we come into this, I get a ball speed of 141.6, let's round up, 142 miles an hour. Not bad. Carry distance of 228. Again, not bad. Total distance of 255. But you know what I need to do? I need to hit this ball farther, and I mean a lot farther. Brooks Koepka long. So what do we need to do? Well, we got to focus on this elbow. And there's an easy thing for you to learn how to do it. All you need to do is get yourself a little rope right here. You're going to fold this in half. When you make your backswing, this rope is going to get onto your shoulder. Now, you want to keep this on your shoulder as you start the downswing. And what you're going to find out is that the only way to keep that on there is to keep this trail elbow bent. So then you explode when you're on the far side of the body, pushing that rope out. So it goes like this. You swing this back like this, it sets, carry it on there and explode. Swing it back, carry it on and explode. And what you can see here is my elbow stays bent and in front of the body into that downswing, and now I swing. Now, I've done that drill for a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to employ my Brooks Koepka motion. So, a little practice swing here. And you can hear how much faster, if I do the old one versus the new one, how much faster that is. Now, get that feeling of that rope. Pretty good swing, have a little bit of draw on this, so I hit it a little bit out on the toe. Now, let's take a little bit of look. You can see that golf ball already bouncing past that other one. Let's see what happens. Now again, I got this out on the toe. Look at my ball speed. It jumps up to 152 miles an hour, and that was a miss hit. Look at my club head speed, up to 110. It was in the low 90s, like 94. And carried that 242, rolls out to 275. So what you're going to find is when you go Brooks Koepka and you get that elbow in front of the body, what you're going to get is a fantastic, powerful motion that's going to give you added distance. I'm saying at least 15 yards, maybe even more, depending upon where that elbow gets it as you start to release that. But I can promise you, get yourself that rope, and I know that you're going to hit the ball a little bit farther. Now, when we come back, it's great debate time. And we sent out a tweet earlier today, and we also set it up on Facebook. The great debate, what we're going to do is we're going to let you tell me how you stand on a certain issue. When we threw that question out, we'll get to that next. Back on A New Breed of Golf, so it's time for the great debate. And the question that I sent out earlier today was, what was worse, the conditions that the players faced on Saturday or the behavior of Phil Mickelson on Saturday? And we got a lot of responses. We're going with Larry. Larry, welcome to A New Breed of Golf. You're up.
Larry Loving, Richmond, Virginia. Phil Mickelson was a true gentleman, honest, knew the rules. He should not be criticized. He should be celebrated. Brooks Koepka is an absolute bore. Ratings down the drain.
Larry, listen, I appreciate very much you sending in that video, and I know that your thoughts are well thought out here, okay? I know you've thought about them, but here's the truth. You know what? You're wrong. I mean, you're wrong. When an icon like Phil Mickelson in the game of golf behaves like that, and then after he does what he did, he didn't know what score he made. In fact, he told Beef Johnson, who he was playing with on that Saturday, he said, look, I don't even know what score I made. Beef said, when we were laughing about that it was just such a peculiar situation. Phil had no idea what score he made. He didn't even know what to write down. And what I can tell you is that kind of behavior has no place in the game of golf. Phil Mickelson should have been disqualified. And he, I think, would tell you that that is not the way that he wants to be remembered in the game of golf. He wants to be remembered for all the great shots that he's hit, all the major championships that he's won, all the PGA Tour events that he's won, and the things that he's done in the game of golf, and certainly doesn't want to be remembered for that moment. I believe that that moment was built out of frustration, and largely built out of frustration, not on that Saturday necessarily, but on all those runner-up finishes that he's had in the U.S. Open, particularly the one at Shinnecock Hills back in 2004. That one, I think, is carried with him for a long, long time. And if Phil Mickelson never wins a U.S. Open, certainly it will be something that bothers him, but I don't know that it will bother him as much as that one event as it goes down the line. Listen, I want to thank everybody so much for watching A New Breed of Golf. I appreciate you getting those videos in. Make sure you get them to me. We do a lot of this interaction with you and me, and I need you to be a part of the show as always. So keep getting those videos to me. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.